Yo, 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 welcome guys. Welcome to Rap with Young. My name is Mao Young. I'm a rapper, a producer, and I do a whole lot of things, in music. And if you've been around for a while, by now you should know me because I've actually made a couple of videos for you right on this channel, you know, putting out some rap stuff for you over the last couple of months. So at this stage, I actually have to apologize to you guys because I've not really, been consistent with uploading my stuff here over the last couple of months, and it's not something I'm proud of. I just got very busy with schedule and stuff like that. But at this point, I am coming back with full force. Not just me and my team, and I've got a whole lot of rappers, and we are coming here to do a lot of stuff for you guys to keep you entertained. Just all about upholding the rap culture and delivering maximum entertainment. So that said, I was thinking of, yeah, let's get started with this whole shit that we were into, and I was thinking of what to drop. So I just browsed through, my comment section on one of my videos there, and I saw a user said he would really, really like me to make a video to, expose or teach my followers how I go about making music by myself and how I go about shooting the videos and stuff like that for my YouTube channel. So yeah, of course I have a lot of works that I want to put out, but you know, I'm just determined to meet the demands or meet the requests of my fans. So because of that, I decided to say, before the first thing to do is to do what this fan has requested, and that's why before we drop any rap stuff or whatever we coming up or whatever we've got cooked up for you guys, we'll start a series, like just a series of content to show you how I go about making my own music myself from my room, from my home. So with the whole ease and everything that is involved, I'm going to be showing you guys, right? So actually, I thought about it. The whole thing is not something we can do in just one video. So I decided to break it down into episodes. So we'll be having episodes, and I'll try as much as I can to make sure that everything is covered within a short time, just as much as possible. So the purpose of this video is just to show you guys how I make my own music from my own bedroom. So that if you guys actually want to do that, or some other people who have interest in learning a thing or two about this, you can actually just go ahead and start doing, making good music from your home, just like I do. Actually, I don't think it's going to end on audio only. I also show you how to or how I go about, editing my videos, putting them on my YouTube channel, and try to attract views. So for this, if you're interested in this, please just hang around. We'll have the episodes coming one after the other. I'll try to wrap everything up within a week so that everybody can, just get whatever they want to get. So it doesn't delay our project. It doesn't delay the schedule, the time frames that we set up for, putting up some beautiful content that we have for you guys. Um, that said, when we talk about music recording, I think it's something that it's not even like I think it is factually something that is very wide, and it is important to let you know that it is very wide. This is a source of income for some people who do it professionally, but the fact is you can also do it. Life has become so easy. You can do it, on your own. You can do it yourself. You don't really need any producer. You don't need to spend a lot of money or stuff like that. As long as you get the skill, you have the equipment, you can get started. So in this video, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to profess things that are expensive or things that you cannot buy. So I will just try to, recommend a couple of stuffs, show you how what they do, what their functions, and how you can get the best out of them without really breaking the bank to make purchases. You understand what I'm talking about? Music production. Producers charge a lot, and you could just save yourself this cost by, following my tutorial and do whatever and make whatever music you want to make for yourself. So now, at this point, we are going to talk about things. Especially, we are going in this episode. We are going to focus on gears, what you will need, and how what they are used for, and stuff like that. So, the first part, let's look at what you will need. So when you want to make music from your bedroom, from your own room, from whatever at your or whatever or location, comforts you, what would you need? What do you need to make music? So, I will start by telling you that the first thing, which could be the paramount one there, is to have a PC of your own. You need to have a PC to make digital music, right? So you need a computer. It could be whatever structure. It could be a laptop actually. So as long as it has the specifications to run, the gears or software that you need, I think you'll be good to go. So the first thing to get is a laptop. So what is the essence of a laptop here? A laptop is like how do I call it? It's like this central system that houses or that like let's say it's like the heart that connects every other components that you'll be having. So without the laptop, every other thing cannot work. So it is important you get a laptop and so it also like you could use a desktop if you have it, if you have one actually. And there's one of how to make music with your phone. We could maybe cover those ones later, though I wouldn't really say too much on that because it's difficult to get a professional quality. But with a laptop, I am very sure that you can do pretty well and make some really good music by yourself. So you need a laptop. So when we talk about laptops, like there are many details that you need to be aware of because yes, there are laptops, but they are different categories. They are different, in terms of the capacity, what they can carry, and you want to make sure that anything you get, any laptop you buy, is able to power or it is able to work perfectly with whatever you want to do. So it must be capable to run the software, the whole thing, the gears, and everything you want for yourself. So that's why you need to learn a couple of things before you make your purchase. Before you decide on what to buy, just try to listen because well, there are different models, there are different manufacturers. We have the Dell, we have HP, we have Lenovo, and so many. But it doesn't really matter much on which company makes a laptop actually, or why you could have your preferences and you could respect that. The most important things are the specifications. So, what type of laptop should you look to buy if you want to make music from your home? Well, we'll try to make it as simple as possible. I'm not trying to tell you to buy the most expensive laptops. No, no, no. So what I'm going to be telling you to do is get a laptop that has good specifications to run your system. So what should you keep your eyes on? I recommend that you have a laptop that has at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is very important to power your to run your PCs because to run your software. I mean, because music recording software usually heavy, so you don't want a laptop that cracks or stutters every second and make the whole experience horrible for you. So I recommend you go for a laptop of at least 4 gigabytes of RAM and go for the processor. When we talk about processor, your processor should be as per my recommendation should be Core i5 at least. Core i5 at least. So now listen, I am aware that people make use of laptops of Core i3 with about 3 gigabytes of RAM. Which could still work fine, but to protect you, to put you in a good position, I recommend Core i5 and 4 gigabytes of RAM. If you have the means, you could go as high as go for Core i7 or Core i9 with like 8 gigabytes of RAM. So the better the capacity, the smoother the experience will be for you. So yes, that's that on laptops. You need a good one. It has the specifications that I mentioned so that you can run your software and do your work without much hassles. Um, Moving forward, I think yeah. Moving forward, the next thing you will need is a sound card. A sound card. A sound card is just a device that that works on your audio input and output. So basically, the sound card will be a link between the laptop you have, your laptop and your microphone, and let me just say input and output devices. So it will be like the conducting unit there, via which input and output signals or whatever are intertransmitted. So you will need a sound card. A sound card is very, very important because without a sound card, you might not be able to get good quality audio. And of course, your microphones may now be able to work. Studio microphones usually we call them condenser microphones. Usually don't cannot be powered by good ones are not powered by just some DC jack thing. You need to have a sound card that has phantom power. This phantom power is the power that you know that makes your microphone to work so that you can make use of it to do whatever you want to do. So you need a good sound card. Yeah, there are many makers of sound cards. I am actually using Focusrite sound card and it works really fine for me. There are other guys who use Behringer and then Presonus and so many others. There are a lot of good ones there. So if you're buying a sound card, I personally use Focusrite sound card and I recommend it. But if you want to buy something different, make sure you go ahead and check the reviews. Look up what people are saying about the sound card and make your purchase. Just make sure it's something that has good ratings, good quality, and has phantom power to power your microphone. So that's that on sound card. Then let's move to microphone. You will need a good microphone, I think. And it is important to let you know that the better the quality of your microphone, the better the output, or the lower the stress you might need to process your audio, to process your vocal tracks, and get them to a good level. Actually, you could use some cheap quality microphone, actually, but it will depend on your skill to really bring the best out of them. But you should get a decent one. Not really expensive. You should get a decent one. This one right here that I'm using is it's from Focusrite. It came with a Focusrite pack, with the sound card and stuff like that. Everything bundled together. I think it's Focusrite Scarlett. I think 2i2 or so. So yeah, it's I think this one we call it CM. Yeah, this microphone is a CM25 from Focusrite. It does a really good job. It does a really good job to get good quality audio. So people use Behringer C1. These ones are like at least decent and they won't cost you a lot and they are still decent actually. I'm not trying to say they're going to come free or cheaply, but yeah, they won't cost you much, compared to some other ones. If you have good if you are on a good budget, you could consider buying a microphone like the Rhodes NT1A. You could buy AKGs. There's so many good ones there that are of higher quality. But starting with this one is actually a very good one because it does a good job. You can listen to the audio that the audio input. Now you can listen to what I'm saying and how it sounds really well. So what matters the most is to get a good microphone. You could also check reviews too to know how durable, how good or whatever, how those things are. So just check them and make sure you buy a very good microphone. I recommend this one. It's a good one. If you have the Behringer, no problem. It's also a very, very good one. So the next thing you will need is a microphone stand to work with your microphone because most times when you want to record, you don't want to hold your microphone in your hand. Condenser microphones, to be precise, are very, very sensitive and they pick up sound waves a lot. So you don't want to record and then things like this, like when you hold your microphone, sounds like this coming in, you don't want it. So you need to get a microphone stand. Yes, different types. Yeah, the standard ones, I like that. There's also the scissors one that you can just mount on a table or somewhere like that. So you could just get one that works for you. Get a good one that will hold your microphone, firmly and don't give you stress while you record. So you can easily just focus on what you're recording. So it is important. I actually have both the standard one. This one that I'm using is a standard one, and I also have the scissors one. So I just switch the one that fits what I want to do. At my own comfort. So the scissors one is actually mounted on my table. But this one is just standing in the corner. At times I just pull it out like this and use it. So just make sure you get something very good with regards to the microphone stand because the better the one you get, I think the better the experience is gonna be. Like less stressful. You could just save yourself a lot of time and stress by getting a very good one. You also need a pop filter. Like a pop filter is this thing here. Is a pop filter. It's like a sieve, for you. To the work it actually does is to first ensure that your audio, as it is coming out, it stops some unwanted frequencies. let me say, plosives, especially plosives like pa pa pa. They all this. There are some sounds. When you make them, the quantity of air rushing out of your mouth is actually higher. As such, it causes problem with your recording. But with pop filter, you can reduce these things and improve the quality of your audio. So it's important to buy a good pop filter. So pop filters are not expensive; they are very cheap. So you can buy a very good one. This one here is doing a good job actually. I've been enjoying it since I bought it. So you could also check out. You have so many good ones out there. Make sure you pick one. You could get them for very cheap without really breaking the bank or doing anything silly. So the next thing is you should get it and you should get a headphone. Yeah, you of course this is something you can do without if you want to record because you need a playback device and you cannot use a big speaker like that because the signal is going to give back in the microphone when you record. So that's why it is important that you get a headphone. This one is actually not a studio headphone, much like that. This is for me, for my own entertainment. I actually use it when I want to just listen to music or do things that are not of any much importance like that. Because I don't use this for mixing. I only use it for playback. So it's cool. This is JBL. As you can see, it's JBL. You could get it if you want, of course. So that's somewhere to start from, just for feedback and But if you want to really get a good one, there is one that comes with the Focusrite bundle. It's good. It's good, and there is also a lot of them on the market. We have some from AKG. Behringer makes headphones too. Personals and all those brands, they are making really cool headphones. So even newer, I've seen some cool ones from newer, and then so you can just go ahead, pick up one of these stuffs that really suit your budget, and you can use them. So the advantage, when we talk about these headphones, the advantage they have over this one is that those ones are made for professional studio use, and that means that the feedback, the whole thing you'll be hearing will be decent. They will not be flattered. They will be the original, the neutral sound or whatever you're having on your system. So that when you mix, you're not getting fooled, you're not getting flattered, you're getting the right thing that is there. So you can make decisions with regards to EQ and stuff like that to make it really good. So not like these ones have been boosted in some frequencies, so they are here for just enjoyment purposes, just to enjoy your music, not really for a professional use. If for a professional use like this, you want to use it for mixing and mastering, you need a one that is made for that purpose. So that's why I suggest you go for this, the one that comes with the Focusrite. And you can get a decent one from Focusrite, from Behringer, from AKG. They are very nice ones there. And I've used a couple of them, and even in other studios, I've used them for mixing, and I like the output. So, of course, if you don't have one, you can start with something like this. This is very cheap. This is very cheap. So, you could start with this, but you might not really limit yourself. As time goes on, you could get something better, like the ones that I mentioned earlier. So, it is very important to have this in mind, that even though you start with these, you shouldn't limit yourself to it. And by the time you have the cash to move to a better one, you shouldn't hesitate to go and get the better one. The ones made for the studio purpose and stuff like that. So, following the headphone, you could also need a MIDI keyboard. A MIDI keyboard. You should know that by now. It is the keyboard for making instruments, instrumentals. So you want to make beats for yourself, and it is very important that you be able to make beats for yourself. So you need a MIDI keyboard to play, especially if you can play keyboard. It helps a lot, and especially on this one, there's a lot of copyright issues there. I need to mention there's copyright issues, people taking up content and stuff like. You can't just go on YouTube and pick up a beat and rap on it or make anything on it and then go and upload it and think you'll go scot free. No, that's gonna like end you up in a potential. It's gonna end you up in a mess because the owner of that or the owners of such content will get back at you because you used their content without their consent. So you need to be able to make instrumentals for yourself if you want to stay yourself from, you want to ensure that you don't have problems while you're doing whatever, unless you just want to do it for entertainment purposes. But actually, if you want to build followership, you want to build your career, you need to really get, make instrumentals yourself. That is, if you don't want to go through a studio, professional studio service, stuff like that, since you are making music from your home, it is important to get that. Meanwhile, it is important they also let you know that you could also make instrumentals with that, by using. I will show you that in subsequent episodes. You can make an instrumental without really using that, but it makes it better. It makes it faster. It makes it easier. It gives you a lot of possibilities to use your MIDI keyboard. If you can actually use your mouse and make some clicks and to make to put sounds together and make your instrumental, yeah, you can start with. You don't really need to. It's not a must you buy a MIDI keyboard now. You can start with your system only, and then I'll show you how you can make beats with that. So you should consider getting one when you have the capacity to do that. So another thing you will need in your home studio is a studio monitor. Yeah, you need a pair of studio monitors because that is going to serve as your primary output device. What is a studio monitor? A studio monitor they are speakers designed for studio purposes, designed for studio use. So we use them to as feedback devices to listen to what we have unflattered in its natural real form. So when we listen to it, we also use it to make to mix songs because you would hear whatever you're doing. So with this output, with this studio monitor, which serves as your output audio device. So with that, you can listen, try to find faults in your mixes, try to add things that will make them better. So if you do all this, you have to use the studio monitors to get things done properly. So, well, it is important. I have to be honest with you. Studio monitors are kind of probably more expensive than some other things I've mentioned earlier. And studio monitors are actually in comparison with the studio microphones actually. So they cost some cash. And unlike things like Profiter, these ones are cheaper. Or some cards are cheaper as well. But you should, to get a studio monitor, you need to forge out some significant amount of money. It doesn't really mean that it's expensive actually, but it's just substantial. And as such, we could try to get some really cool ones. I think the ones that I like, I have found studio monitors from KRK. Yes, KRK Rocket. I love these ones. They've been in, comparing it with the ones that I've used from other companies. I think I love the KRK Rocket more than many other ones. It doesn't mean other ones are bad, but I just recommend KRK Rocket because I find it very suitable for whatever I have done in the past. So KRK Rocket, you should consider getting them. They are there right there on the market. Of course, if you check, just glance through, look up the reviews, you'll see people saying beautiful things about these studio monitors, just like I am saying right now. So before I actually tried to get one, I went online to ensure that I got what is it called? Yeah, sorry, my phone was ringing. So sorry, I apologize for that. So before I made the decision to buy it or not, I went to check reviews online, went to Amazon and other stores, eBay, and even Jumia, and checked. And people were saying a lot of good things about this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think it is worth the bucks. So let me just splash a couple of some little bucks on it, and I did, and I love the experience so far. So yeah, but you don't really need to go all out if you don't have the finances for that. You can actually start with a pair of speakers. If you have a pair of speakers, you could actually start with that. So you could use that as your output device and use it to mix. So there are some hi-fi speakers out there that are good, but yeah, not really advisable for you to use it for long. Just use it as something you can make use of just prior to buying your or studio monitor. So I recommend you just get started with whatever you have. So some of them, most people have this pairs of speakers in their homes. You can just start with that. By the time you have the funds, you can then try and get a better one. So having said that, I also need to let you know that the gears that I mentioned earlier. Like, let me try to recount them. I mentioned that you will need a laptop. Yeah, one more thing that you need to do again that you will need to make music is a digital audio workstation, a DAW. We'll call it DAW, digital audio workstation. And what is it? This is a software actually, a software that allows you to make music. It's a software that allows you to. It's like the a central unit for all the gears that you have to come together, and then gives you the opportunity or the privilege to be able to do whatever you want to do. Without a DAW, you cannot record or digitally. So a DAW is a software actually, and so there are many out there you could check out. There is FL Studio, which I love, which I am using. There is Reason. Some guys actually started with Audacity, which is free, totally free. Though it doesn't have much capacity like that, but it still does a good job. Audacity. But FL Studio is recommended. This is a very standard one, and professional producers are using it. There are many other ones, Studio One, so many out there. Just pick the one that works best for you. But for the sake of this tutorial and for the sake of ease, I would recommend you go for FL Studio, because I'll be using FL Studio to teach you any other thing that will teach you practically, in the upcoming episodes in this series. So now let's get back and list the things that I've recommended so far. I mentioned that you will need a laptop. Yeah, of course, you will need a laptop to run everything you want to run, because that is where your DAW, your or digital audio workstation, the software, that's where it's going to work on. So you will need a laptop, and as per my recommendation, I said you should get something of at least Core i5 processor and 4 gigabytes of RAM. So that's very good. That's my recommendation. So you could. It doesn't matter which manufacturer. It doesn't really matter much which manufacturer the laptop is coming from. We have a lot of good ones. You can do your personal research and get the manufacturer that best works for you. Consider the factors that suit you, and then buy it. But the most important thing is that you should have the components to run your software perfectly and get things done for you properly. So after that, after getting the laptop, you need to get a digital audio workstation. Like I said earlier, it is the software that where you are going to work. It's the workstation. It's where the whole thing happens. So you can do without that if you want to record music digitally from your bedroom, from your home, from whatever. So it is important you get this one. And I recommend FL Studio. I am using it. It is good. It is nice. It is used for by professional producers as well. So I would recommend that I would recommend that you go for it. Besides, I'll be using it for the practical aspect of this series. So I would advise you also get it because of that reason, because I can easily show you how things are done. Then you can have a good background knowledge before you get started exploring things by yourself. So yeah, I recommend FL Studio. If you can get it, get it. It doesn't cost much. Get the software, and then you can get something. You can get something started. I also talked about sound card. You need a sound card, for input and output audio purpose. So you need a sound card. Like I said, I'm using the Focusrite one that comes in the bundle. I'm using it, and it is started serving a very good purpose. It's in use right now as I'm speaking. So it's picking the audio from my microphone, sending it to this computer, and that's why you can hear it in this video. So I recommend you use something like that. There are other ones that I said too, Behringer, Presonus, and all those things. You could just find something that works for you. We talked about microphones too. You need a very good microphone to get good quality audio. When you record. So it is important you check them out and pick the right one for yourself. I'm using CM25 by Focusrite. So there are other cool ones out there on the on stores. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, Jumia, whatever store that you use. There are very good ones there. So that's that microphone. Then you will need a mic stand to hold your microphone. So you wouldn't need to hold your hand. Hold the microphone in your hand. I actually explained to you earlier why it doesn't make sense, why it is not recommended you put the microphone in your hand while you record. So because That will only make way for the introduction of some unwanted sound. So it is important you get a good mic stand, a pop filter like this one to act as a sieve to limit the impact of some unwanted frequencies and stop them from getting in your audio. So after that, you need a headphone. Like I said earlier, you need to get a professional studio headphone. There's one from Focusrite that I said that I have, and there's one from AKG and all the like. So, but this one is just a casual headphone for music, just to listen to music. It works actually as a feedback device. Not bad. If you can get a studio one, you can start with these and with time upgrade to a studio one. So you need a headphone. So the next thing is to get a MIDI keyboard. Like I said, it helps you to make instrumentals, make things easier. It gives you more options to make instrumentals, especially if you play keyboard. This is very good for you. But if you don't have the funds for that right now, if you cannot afford to get one right now, you can start with your PC. In your DAW, you have options to make instrumentals with just some clicks, which I'm going to show you in subsequent episodes of this series. So apart from that, I mentioned that you will need a studio monitor. Like I said, it is the output device. It is very important. It makes you hear your work, everything, the instrumental, vocal sounding together. You hear everything, and based on the outputs you have, you make decisions. Especially when we talk about mixing, make decisions on what to do, what to not to do, what to add, what to remove, and this is going to help you because you'll be able to bring the best out of your audio tracks to you make them better and then make them really good for hearing. For hearing, it's actually going to improve your whatever. It's going to improve your overall output because you have a good and reliable a reliable output source that you can use to make decisions and bring the best out of whatever you're doing. I think apart from yeah, actually that's all you need when it comes to gears. When it comes to gears, you should consider buying these things, getting them if you have any of this already. It makes it easier. Then you just get the other ones that you do not have yet, and make sure that you're able to do something. Just get started with whatever you have at this point here. So that's that. Now, after getting all the gears that you need to use, or the gears you need to make music from your home, you will still need one thing that is very important. That is just as important as getting the whole gears itself. So, and this thing is skill. Skill. You need to have skill because without skill, it's just like you have everything in your front and you don't know how to do anything about how to use them to do anything. So it's just that's kind of an instance. It's really ugly because everything though just looks like a waste. So I recommend you also try to get a skill. And in this series, I will be teaching you some of the basic skills that you need to make proper music from your own comfort, from your bedroom, from your house, from anything, any way that comforts you. So what are these skills that you will need? I think that the first skill you will need is to be able to do basic stuff on your PC, basic stuff on your PC, basic things on your computer. It is important that you be able to operate a computer. Of course, if you have a laptop by now, maybe you should be able to do a couple of things already. Actually, it is almost criminal not to be a computer literate at this generation, at this stage in life, because computers have taken over everywhere. So I'm not trying to say you need to be a guru, a computer guru whatsoever, but you should be able to have a decent knowledge, understanding of how the computer works, how things work, how your operating system works, especially when it comes to the file managers, stuff like that. Because when you want to run your studio, yourself, you have to do a couple of things to set things up. So you setting these things up yourself require that you have some skills. Like try to. It could be a very easy skill. Like it could be as simple as cutting something, or I mean copying and pasting. It could be things like just installing stuff like that, and so many things, locating folders in your program files and stuff like that. You need them. You need it because you need to put this. You need to have all these to set yourself up properly. For example, you need to the DAW, like I said, is a software, so you need to have a good idea of how to install software. So if you buy a software, you can install it yourself without having to give it to someone or running the stress of running it in the wrong way, installing it in the wrong way and giving yourself a lot of headache in return. And when it comes to beat music music making, you need to be installing a lot of plugins as well. Not only software, you need to get some plugins. You need to get plugins to work with your digital audio workstation. And if you don't have this idea of just basic things, installing, cutting, pasting, and stuff like that, you have problems. So I recommend that you learn this if you haven't. Although I expect almost everybody to have these skills. You don't need to be a guru, I repeat, but you need to have at least a decent understanding of how things work so you can you can actually do things yourself. So if you learn it, it's going to, apart from music, music making is going to make you a better person. Actually, you have more knowledge and stuff like that. The more you dig into these stuffs, the more suitable you become for the modern day man. So I recommend that you try to get this basic skill. As small as it is important. Actually, I shouldn't be saying this actually, but because actually I know many people already have this kind of skills, but we shouldn't write it up. Some people may still not have the skills, so this is why it is important to clarify right from here that they need it. So up next, we'll need to learn how to make instrumentals. The ones, yeah, instrumentals or beats. So how to make your own beat if you want to make music. Unless you want to sing a cappella, you want to do a cappella tracks where there is no instrument sounding or something like that. You could, but in music, especially in rap, you need instrumentals. To make instrumentals add a lot of quality to your songs, and whether you want to sing or you want to rap, you need to make use of instrumentals. So you need to learn them. Why of course, I am aware that there are a lot of instrumentals on the internet or there. You can get them on YouTube, on Google, or stuff like that. Other websites that deal with that. But if you are thinking of taking your music, taking your music seriously, you cannot really rely on this kind of beats because the makers of this beat actually have the copyright. Unless you want to get in some messy situations, you shouldn't take someone else's property and use. So if you put, like, you have a YouTube channel and you upload a song and you have a copyrighted music in there, it's going to land you in some problems. Actually, it could actually even lead to taking them off your channel or something. So it is something you actually want to avoid. I recommend that you learn to make your own instrumentals yourself. So when you make your instrumentals, it's all about just getting some drums, getting whatever you want, the pianos, whatever, pulling them together, make them sound good to the ears. You may not really do as good as Dr. Dre or whoever, or DJ Khaled or something, but you should be able to do something decent for yourself, at least for the purpose of what you want to do. So the more you practice, the more you do things like that, the more you learn. There are a lot of tutorials out there for you on YouTube, so you can watch. There are so many articles people have written to teach this particular subject. So you just have no excuse. You have to learn. When you learn, you have the idea of what to do. So it becomes part of you. You practice and you can then make beautiful music yourself without having to infringe anyone's copyright. So you need to learn to make instrumentals. They are very important. So apart from learning to make instrumentals, you also need to learn how to record. Actually, let's say almost anybody can record. Let's say that, but I need to let you know that in music production, recording is beyond just pushing the red record button and then you start recording. There is a lot more to recording than just putting your words in the microphone or stuff like that. So there are so many things you need to learn when you're recording. Some of these things are just fundamental. So, the quality of music actually starts from the recording, not from mixing or mastering. Like, many people expect some magic to happen now. You need to get your recording really well. How to position a microphone, the angles, how close you should be to your microphone, how to set a pop filter, and so many things like that. You really need them because without these things, your quality could be affected. the quality of music you are going to bring out could be affected. So you need to learn how to record your songs or your rap or whatever your tracks properly. So you need to do that. And in the subsequent episodes, I will have a section dedicated to that to teach you how you can get your recordings properly. So because without doing that, it could have an effect that you don't want on the quality or overall level of your music or whatever you're making. So it is important to actually get your recording right. Then the next thing after recording is you have to learn to mix your songs. Yeah, mixing is very important. It's very popular. Everybody knows that you need to mix a song. So you have to mix a song properly, and you need a lot of skill. To be honest, you can always start from somewhere and grow. You understand, but you need a lot of skill because mixing isn't a kick for you to just go there and pick up and it. You need to master the skills, do a couple of things. Right, get good plugins to help you make it easier and be able to do things that are very relevant in bringing out the best out of out of the recorded music. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to learn how to mix. Mixing is actually about getting the right plugins to do the right job for you. So you need to train your ears as a mixing engineer or whatever you want to do. So it is important. You need the skill a lot. And then after you mix your songs, the next thing that you would need to do is to master your song. So mixing and mastering. And mastering is very close to mixing, but totally different because mixing is, getting the components to sound good together, getting them together, So making it involves gain staging, which is all about, getting the levels tight, getting the levels in the right level. So it doesn't, one is not dominating over the other, one is not bringing his yes. You have to get this together, cause the unwanted frequencies and stuff like that, and make a lot of or cuttings there to reduce things you don't want, then add things that you really want to make it better. But mastering is all about, getting your mix and raising it to a level where it is, it is, sorry, my phone actually rang. Sorry for the distraction once again. So mastering is all about getting your phone or apologies once again. Mastering is all about getting your audio track, your track to a level where it can sound good on multiple systems, especially commercially. So it's all about, making sure it sounds well, reducing some, usually just some mild reductions, and boosting to ensure that it sounds properly across all sorts of systems. And then we also master to ensure that the volume is at the right peak and it matches with other songs, other commercial songs out there. So you can confidently say, yeah, I have a song. I can play it in the car and be proud of it. I can play it in the radio. I'm not scared. Anywhere I could take it to a show. I use it as a demo and so many other things like that. So that you also need to learn about mastering. So having said all these, I think we've actually hit the nail on the wood with regards to what you really need to make music from your or home. So I'll be showing you some things. Let me show you how music kind of works. I'll open this my software FL Studio because I told you I use FL Studio. So I want to show you how what FL Studio actually looks like, so you can start preparing your mind against the next episode. So I am going to open my FL Studio now. I'll show you my FL Studio screen. It's like this. So yeah, it's like this. This is my FL Studio screen. There's a lot of stuff here that you would only get to learn. Forget about having so many things up here or in other places. It's not really that difficult to learn if you're serious about it. So you have a pattern maker. Pattern maker. You have your playlist over here. This is a playlist. You have so many things. This is what a pattern maker looks like. So you make patterns, then the patterns can come on the playlist over. This is the piano. This is the key where you can make your keys and stuff like that. It's like a piano, a digital one. This is the playlist. So here you bring different patterns and stuff like that to uh, to make your music. So Actually, you'll be making your different sounds from here. Making different sounds from here. So when you make the sounds from here, you bring them together here, which is a playlist. You could just bring them together to you arrange them on the playlist so they sound really good. That's how you finish making your instrumentals. And by the time you finish making your instrumentals, the next thing will be to make your you have to export it probably. It is important. It is some people do not do that, but actually it is good to export your instrumentals a bit so that you just import it into your digital audio workstation as a single bit file. The reason is this: it will become easier to have everything brought in one place, so that you won't have to be dealing with too many properties. But before then, you need to make sure that you have uh mixed your instrumental properly to be good enough for your audio to go along. There are some actually when it comes to music, music is art, and there's actually no one straight way to do something, but there are some good ways to do something. So you could feel free. So I've seen a lot of people who record their songs from on right here. Yeah, I think it's the best actually because we can make your you can make adjustments easily. You can adjust things, instrumentals and stuff like that, like different sounds coming. Because when it's come together, you can know where there's a problem. So it helps you with the mixing process. So you mix the sound and the voice and the sound and the instrumental and the voice, the vocal together. So it makes it good. But just to make it easier, for a starter, for a beginner, so you wouldn't need to make have to deal with too many components at the same time. That's why at times I usually recommend it to people that they should export their instrumental first. After exporting it, they import it back into so it becomes a single file instead of multiple files like this. Yeah, you get it. So so it will, this is virtually what something like an instrumental could look like because you have different patterns on the playlist here. So and it might not be easy to deal with all those stuffs and having to come into the playlist and stuff like that. So that's why I usually advise people who are just starting out actually to mix their songs first. After mixing their songs, mixing the instrumental. I mean, after mixing the instrumental, they can upload it. So it will just look like something like this. Let me try to see if I could just try to. Let me try to see if I could just try to bring something here, so you'll see what it looks like. Let me try to get a. Let me get this thing somewhere around here. I want to bring an audio track so you see how it looks like when you trying to see from my desktop, but apologies. Let me see if I can get an audio file. Oh, okay, I cannot get one here. It's unfortunate. I cannot get one on my desktop. Uh, I cannot get one on my desktop, but this is actually what it looks like. So it will be a single file like this, just a single line like this, so you can everything is already together, rather than having to deal with multiple stuffs just coming like this. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the essence of having the whole thing in that side. So after you'd finish with that, the next thing would be to master the song and make it sound really good. Mastering is well, it is important to let you know that there is a lot more to everything I've discussed so far because people who are into it professionally, they have another level to it. You get it? But I'm only trying to let you know that from your home you can actually make decent music, and these things that I've said, if you follow them properly, you have your studio set up in no time from your home, and you can actually make good music out there. There are so many songs out there that are made from home, and they sound really good. Some of them are have gathered a lot of streams, a lot of streams on digital platforms. So there's no reason not to try if you want it, and if you somebody who has interest in making music on YouTube like me, this is gonna help you a lot because you definitely need to do something. You definitely need to do things like this. You need to have the skills. You need to make your own content. You know, you cannot really take someone else's content and then it's going to get you in a lot of problems. You know, in return. So, well, virtually, I think this is all we are going to discuss in this particular section. So we are going to pause here, end this first episode at this stage. So, what are we going to be? Let me gist you what we are going to be doing in the next episode. So, in the next episode, we are going to, I'm going to show you how to make an instrumental, how to make an instrumental. So, show you how to start, from, I'm going to show you everything from start to finish, how to make an instrumental. We'll try and make one simple instrumental together. And after that, we'll try to, export the instrumental, do everything, I'll show you every component, how to do things, how to work with a pattern, how to work with a playlist, how to bring different sounds. Like there are different sounds like you can hear this. Let me play a couple of drums so you can have a feeling of what these things are. So like there's a kick from here. You can hear some kick. This is a kick. So I have snares too. Snares. Yeah, other things like that. There's percussion. We have different sounds. So these sounds actually come together too. You use these sounds together to make whatever sounds you want. There are a whole lot of sounds that you can add even more samples to your pack. So that totally depends on you anyway. You could also have add instruments if you want. Like let's take a look at some instrument like this. So let's say this is FL keys, like a piano, like a digital one. You get that like so there. So yeah, this is you know like a virtual piano. So, like, so yeah, you could you could use this and so many other sounds. Let's try. Let me see if I could. Let me add another sound so you can see how it looks like. So there are different sounds. Actually, you can have. So yeah, this is a GMS plugin. It does a good job. From here, you can actually switch to different instruments, like something like this. You get a so you could actually make anything. You could just make a lot of things just using this. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Like I did with this one. Let's try something else again. Try to get a different sound. Actually, this one. Let's get a lead. And we could let's find something else that sounds good. Let's this. There's this one Metallica now. What's like? So this is good. Let's find some other ones. Let's find some other ones. This one. So yeah, there's that. Let's find you want more last sound and play with it. Let's play with this one too. You have a, let's look at this minor fatty over here. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Sounds good, man. Sounds good, man. Nice, nice. This really sounds nice. You could actually feel from there. So let's find another instrument apart from the djembe. Let's replace the djembe with something else. Let's find a different one and see. There's just so many possibilities out here. This actually, most of these things actually default they came with the software itself. So you will like, if you like, you could add more to it. But this was a very good. You could make meaningful music with these ones. Let's look at this. This sim synth. This one is a synthesizer. So yeah, yeah, the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. You see how the SimC sounds. It sounds like that. This is a pattern. Here. You could also use. Usually, we have this see FPC drum pad like you could that you can use. This is see that you could use this plugin to. If you have your MIDI keyboard, you could there is the drum part section. You could assign the sounds to go with that, so you could virtually be drumming with your hand instead of doing stress. That's why it's one of the advantages of getting the MIDI keyboard. Especially, I recommend you get one that has the drum part because it brings more joy and more fun to it. Like you really enjoy what you're doing. You see that? So many things. Yeah, yeah, you can make this one here. Let me find one final one. Kind of let's see one final one is let's see. Let's look at citrus here. So yeah, yeah, yeah. This is that. You can play with the stars and improve your knowledge. I'm gonna show you how you can actually do this. When we'll get on the episode, I'll be teaching you how to make instrumentals. So virtually, I'll be teaching you how you can make your drum loops. How you can add melodic sounds, to it. and how you can add other sounds too to act as sweeteners, and how you can put them on the playlist to make a meaningful instrumental. So once you do this, after doing this, I think the next thing would be to learn how to mix your beats. When you mix it, export it, how to export it too, and then after exporting, we can move to the next session. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for staying around. And if you've watched this video to this level, to this stage, I am very very happy, and I hope that you have learned a couple of things and will be able to put them into action. So basically, making music by yourself is not a difficult thing. It's not really any difficult. It is just you having the passion to do it, being determined to do it, and really really doing it. So that's why I've actually brought this to your notice. Go ahead, watch the video once again if you need to. Go on stores, look up things, check these gears, look at the ones that are within your budget, the ones that you like. Then try to make purchases. Try to get a laptop and all those things, and then you have all this. Sit down, follow my subsequent tutorials, watch the videos, and when you do that, of course, you'll be learning a couple of things. Try to implement all those things that you learn so that you can actually start making your own music yourself. Try to be creative, try new things, make sure you're not stagnant, always work on it. It is a skill you have to learn, you have to master it. So you need to do this. When you do this, of course, yeah, you should be able to make good music by yourself, without having to break the bank to pay a producer or anything like that. So that's actually what all I have for you today, guys. Once again, my name is Mau Young. I am a rapper, a producer, and I do a whole lot of stuff in this music. So I am very happy to have you on board. And like I said earlier, I have a lot of stuff for you guys. My team, we've actually come up with so many, beautiful, fantastic content to give to you guys. So at the end of this series, we'll just go straight to giving you the top notch content we have in store, and then really really get you entertained. It's all about rap here on this channel. It's all about rap. It's nothing more, just rap. I mean, we're keeping it real, like we're keeping the culture of 100%. So we're actually coming out with the full force to ensure that we deliver on the promise that we made. So if you're one of my subscribers already, I am very happy and really really grateful to have you on board. I'm very, very grateful to have you on board. So I say a very big thank you to you if you're already subscribed to this channel. You are the reason why I'm here. You are the reason why I'm going to be making more moves in the coming days, weeks, and months. So if you haven't subscribed, and maybe you somehow found my content, via my promotions, because I'm going to post this on social media too, so that people who have not subscribed to my channel can also have, access to this video. So if you are just coming to this channel for the first time and you're seeing this, I urge you to subscribe, because right here on this channel, there's going to be a lot of stuff, there's going to be a lot of really, really useful stuff for you guys, especially if you're thinking about making music. If you're a rapper too, you can come here because we can keep it real, let's go. So please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button too if you enjoy the video. And if you have anything you have in mind, any thoughts, you can go to the comment section and leave them there for me. If you have any recommendations or any other thing you want me to do, what sort of video you want me to be making, let me know by leaving those those words in the comment for me. I promise to go through this comment section and make sure that I respond to every single comment that comes up there. So, you guys, I am very, very happy once again. I'm very grateful for your time and your passion. So, I am very grateful, and I hope that by the next time I drop my video, you'll be here to watch it once again. So, also make sure that you turn on the notification bell after subscribing, because that will enable my videos to be delivered direct to your mobile devices via the push notifications. So please, if you haven't, please do that straight away. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful